Picture this. You commit a crime, you get caught, but instead of running, you hit record first. That's not a glitch. For some people today, getting caught on camera isn't failure, it's the whole point. Technology was supposed to make punishment more certain, more inescapable. And in many ways, it did. CCTV, GPS tracking, digital forensics. The state sees more than ever. Catching criminals got easier. But the same technology also turned crime into content, and content into fame. Think about that for a second. So here's the question this video is really asking. If some crimes now reward the criminal with attention and infamy, does the old system of punishment still work the same way it used to? Does locking someone up still mean they lose? We're going to walk through history, research, and 3 real cases. And I promise by the end, you'll see crime differently. First, let's get on the same page. What is punishment actually for? Why do we punish crime at all? Under U.S. federal law, 18 U.S.C. 3553, courts must consider 5 core purposes when sentencing someone. 1. Reflect the seriousness of the offense and provide just punishment. 2. Promote respect for the law. 3. Deter future crimes. 4. Protect the public. 5. Give the offender a chance to rehabilitate. These goals make sense. They're logical, and for most of human history, they worked on one key assumption. That assumption: the thing a criminal values most is their freedom, their body, their place in society. Take away freedom. You take away everything they worked for. Clean, simple. Until the algorithm showed up. Here's something researchers figured out a long time ago. It's not how harsh the punishment is that deters crime. It's how certain the punishment feels. The National Institute of Justice puts it clearly. Certainty beats severity. A criminal who thinks, "I'll probably get away with it," is far more dangerous than one who fears a harsher sentence. And this is where modern technology genuinely changed the game. Not by making punishment worse, and by making it inescapable. Surveillance cameras on every corner. Your phone constantly logging your location. Every digital footprint preserved. Digital forensics can reconstruct what you searched, who you texted, where you stood, weeks or months later. You can't disappear the way criminals once could. The digital record doesn't forget. And that genuinely deters people. So the state got smarter, faster, more accurate. You commit a crime, the chance of getting caught went way up. That's a win. On paper, the system is working better than ever. So why does something still feel off? Because the same technology that made getting caught more likely also changed what certain criminals are even chasing. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. What if for some people getting caught isn't actually the punishment anymore? Old crime had clear rewards: money, power, revenge. The punishment stripped those away. The logic was airtight. But what if the reward is attention? What if the crime itself is content, designed to go viral and generate clicks? Rand researchers found that for a subset of mass shooters, fame was partially or entirely their motivation. And a 2023 PNAS study showed fame-seeking shooters deliberately design attacks to be more surprising and novel. More surprising attack, more media attention, more Wikipedia traffic, more fame. That's the loop they're optimizing for. Hold on, before we go further, I want to be clear. This doesn't mean punishment is pointless. Not at all. Prison still protects the public. It still isolates dangerous people. Those functions are vital and irreplaceable. But this is the new question. For crimes that chase infamy, does the punishment actually take away the reward? 3 cases, 3 people. 3 different ways this played out. Let's start with a prank that turned into something worse. June 2025. France. It's the Fête de la Musique, a massive outdoor street festival. Millions of people, music everywhere. And then reports start flooding in. 145 people across France say they were pricked with a syringe. Out of nowhere. One victim, 22-year-old Manon from Bordeaux, felt something pierce her arm at 1:30 in the morning. "Someone tapped my left forearm," she told CNN. "It felt numb, like a vaccine." Then the mark appeared. She spent hours in the ER. She filed a police report. She posted about it on TikTok because she wanted people to know. Now enter Amin Mojito. Real name Ilan M., a 27-year-old French influencer with 131,000 Instagram followers. Earlier that June, he'd filmed himself pretending to inject strangers on the street and posted the videos. He claimed he saw similar videos from Spain and Portugal and just copied them. He said he didn't think about others. Here's what makes this case interesting. The real syringe attacks, 145 of them, happened weeks after his videos. The prosecutor argued, whether he intended it or not, his content contributed to a nationwide wave of real attacks. In October 2025, the Paris criminal court sentenced him 12 months, 6 suspended, plus fines, weapon ban for 3 years. The punishment landed, justice was served. But ask yourself what happened before the sentence was handed down. The video had already gone viral. His name was already everywhere. Millions of people had already clicked and watched. The court took away 6 months of his freedom. But the algorithm had already delivered what he was really after. Attention, notoriety. A name attached to a moment that scared a whole country. Is that a complete loss for him? Now let's go to London. Meet Mizzy. Real name Bakari Bronzo-Garo. TikTok prankster. 19 years old in 2023. His thing? Filming himself invading strangers' personal space? Walking into people's homes? Grabbing school kids? All without consent. All for the camera. All uploaded immediately. He became huge online and controversial. In May 2023, courts gave him a criminal behavior order. Basically, stop filming people without their consent. Simple. He violated that order within hours. The same day. After appearing on national TV to mock the British legal system, on camera, he actually said it. The UK law is a joke. Then walked into a shopping center and kept filming. Now here's the thing I want you to sit with. That clip, UK law is a joke, became the most watched moment of his career. In November 2023, Judge Matthew Bone sentenced him to 18 weeks in a young offender institution. The judge said, "Put bluntly, your pranks are not funny. You were motivated by a desire to be famous, motivated by wanting money, designer clothes, sponsors, and caused innocent people significant harm and distress." Now, here's the uncomfortable question. For you or me, 18 weeks in jail is devastating, humiliating, ruinous. But for someone whose entire brand is being a rebellious, untouchable troublemaker, does it hurt the same way? Or does it become part of the story? Does the punishment itself become content? Something to monetize later? Research on media contagion suggests that coverage of lawbreakers, even critical coverage, can raise their status. The jail sentence didn't erase Mizzy. Some would say it completed him. That's not a comfortable thought, is it? And now we get to the one that makes everything else feel small. This is where I need you to stay with me. Nicholas Prosper. Luton, England. 18 years old. For roughly 1 year, he planned a school massacre. Not because he hated a specific teacher or student. Not for money. According to the sentencing judge, Baki, for notoriety. The judge's exact words from the sentencing document, he sought to make himself globally notorious. He researched Adam Lanza, the Sandy Hook shooter. He didn't just study him, he wanted to beat Lanza's death toll. He set a target, 34 deaths, one more than the deadliest U.S. school shooting. He was competing with a record. He forged a firearms certificate, bought a shotgun and 100 cartridges. He filmed himself in a distinctive outfit. He obtained the manifestos of Anders Breivik and other mass killers. He was building a genre, following a template. In September 2024, something went wrong. His mother woke up, found the gun. He shot her, his sister, his brother. 3 people. His own family, killed. The school shooting was never completed. He was arrested in the street. In March 2025, a judge sentenced him to life. Minimum 49 years. She called his ambition notoriety. Now think about this. He told the psychiatrist he chose mass murder over a menial 9-to-5 job. Those were his words. He wanted posthumous fame. And the judge noted, he has expressed pride in his crimes and the attention gained from them. I know what some of you are thinking. Come on. Prison is still prison. Nobody chooses jail. That point stands. For Prosper, 49 years minimum means he may never walk free. That is the system doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And not every crime is about fame. Most aren't. Drug crimes, robbery, domestic violence, different entirely. But RAND and peer-reviewed research confirm. Fame-seeking violence is real, documented, and growing. It's not hypothetical. Researchers, including the CDC, say media coverage of attackers can fuel copycat incidents. Platform exposure is the reward. So the real question isn't, should we punish? Of course we should. The question is punishment alone enough anymore? Technology made the state better at catching criminals, but the same technology made certain criminals better at chasing fame. We lock up the body. The sentence is real, but the name, the video, the search results, those can outlive the prison term. And if the goal was to be remembered, globally, permanently, the question becomes, did punishment fully take that away? Amin Mojito got clicks before the sentence. Mizzy got a brand out of the arrest. Prosper got the infamy he planned for. The state won, and it should have. But the algorithm, quietly, automatically, may have delivered their paycheck first. That's a wrap for today. Punishment can still cage the body. The harder question, can it cage the name? Think about it.